Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Cadisen C8209 homage to a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing a Cadisen Design PD 1662 GMT with an NH34 movement and a Pepsi bezel. And Grogu is wearing my Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. Grogu visited 2 cities on Tatooine and tried pho with frog eggs for the first time. He said it is a far better thing that I eat than I've ever ate. Then he decided to take a nap and said it is a far better rest that I go to than I have ever known. And then he slept like the Dickens. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. Comes in this typical Cadisen box. Most of the Cadisens I get come in a box like this. And of course we have the instructions and the unsigned warranty card. The cleaning cloth. I took out 2 links to size it, and it also comes with a sizing tool, just your basic, this type of sizing tool, not a good one. I don't ever use these unless I'm desperate. And here's the watch. I've reviewed many Cadisens on my channel and put them on par with Cadisen Design as far as quality and price. So I've been happy with the brand. I'm fairly certain I will be pleased with the watch I review. Since auto racing is Tag Heuer's main focus with the Monaco Carrera and F1 lineup, when they decided in 2004 to start reproducing dive style watches, they named it the Aqua Racer. You don't see a ton of Tag Heuer in AliExpress homage land, and every Aqua Racer homage I ever see is stuck on Gen 4, even though it's been about 2 years since Tag Heuer announced Gen 5. This watch was $67 when I ordered it, but when I was preparing for this review, I can no longer find it on AliExpress, nor can I find it on Amazon. I was able to find it on the CadisenWatch.com website for the substantially higher price of $98.99, which is not a ton of money, but still much more than $67. So normally I include the link where I bought it, but this time I'm including the only link where you can buy it at this time. The watch is 41 millimeters at the flats of the bezel, 46.5 millimeters lug to lug with inverted end links. It's 12.6 millimeters thick, has a 20 millimeter lug width, and weighs 152 grams on the supply solid steel bracelet with 2 links removed. The bezel is steel. There was not a ceramic option for this Cadisen. And as you can see, the bezel is Gen 4 styled. Here, let me show you what Gen 5 looks like on Grogu's tag. See, Gen 5 doesn't have these little squares here on the bezel like Gen 4 does. Plus, Gen 5 has minute markers on the ascension phase. Then when you have the dial, we have the Cadisen name and logo up top. Then it says automatic 200 meters on the bottom. And then the dial is a teak dial. And it's blue. It has a nice sunburst effect. I like the dial. I like the color blue. It's a nice deep blue. I kind of wish my real tag had more of a deeper blue. And then we have the indices, and once again these are Gen 4 indices, so the major indices are split. And then we have a chapter ring with sub-minute markers. And then we have the hands. The hands are also split because they're Gen 4 hands. And then we have the second hand with the spear tip. And everything's loomed. But you'll see in the loom test later, though, the base of the hands is a different type of loom than the rest of the watch. Then we have a date at the 3, no border, no cyclops. Tags don't do cyclops, so that's fine. Then we have a signed screw down crown. The thread action is pretty good. Nice pop when you unscrew it. And then when you go to screw it back down, the threads catch nice and easy, and there's not a lot of resistance when you screw it down, so I like the thread action. Then we have a flat sapphire crystal. I don't know if there's AR coating or not, but you can see through it pretty good. Then we have a solid steel case. It's a nice looking case. It looks like a lot like a real tag heuer. And it's brushed on the sides and the tops. I like that. I like having my tool watches brushed. And believe it or not, though, it's polished on the bottoms. I don't know why they bothered with that, but no big deal. And then we have the Caseback. And as you can see, that Caseback looks like a real Tag Heuer Caseback. Here, let me show you my real one. See? Then, of course, it gives the name. Then it says automatic sapphire crystal and the model number. And then the 20 ATM water resistance. And in case you don't know, 20 ATM is 200 meters. And ATM stands for atmospheres. Underneath the Caseback is the NH35 movement. This is the go-to workhorse movement for automatic watches in this price range. It's a 24 joule, 3 hertz with a bidirectional rotor. It hand winds and hacks, and it's pretty reliable off the shelf. So we'll put it on the Timegrapher though and look at it. Here it is on the Timegrapher. As you can see, it's running about 7 to 8 seconds fast, which is pretty good. Then the amplitude's not bad, but not great, and the beat error is at 0.2. So this is running pretty good. NH35s are always usually pretty reliable right off the shelf, so they're usually good movements to have in watches in this price. The Bracelet is a 3-link oyster style with brushed center links and polished on the sides. And we have solid end links, and they're inverted. So it lets the watch wear nice on the wrist. And it has push pin adjusters, not screw pins, as you can see there. And I removed 2 links to fit on my wrist. Then the clasp is a milled lower, pressed upper, and unfortunately you only get 2 holes of micro adjust, which is a shame because this is a 152 gram watch. So you want a good fit, and it's not always possible when you only have 2 holes of micro adjust. So if you buy this one, I'd probably suggest getting one of them cheap clasps on AliExpress. And if you do order a clasp, you're going to need an 18 millimeter. Here's the watch on my 7.5 inch wrist. I think it looks nice. I think it wears nice. It's looks a little chunky, but then again, it has an NH35, so they can't make it as thin as a real Tag Heuer, which has a ETA 2824, which is a really thin movement. But yeah, I like it. It looks nice. If I didn't have a real Tag Heuer, I'd probably consider keeping this one, but no, I'll probably end up selling it. Here we are in the Lume room. My real Tag Heuer Aqua Racer has the best lume of any watch I've ever tested. So let's see how this Cadisen does. Looks like we have BGW9 at the hand base and C3 everywhere else. As we speed up the time, we see that the BGW9 lume is pretty good. Unfortunately, the lume pip and the tips of the hands are the first to go. On a dive watch, the lume pip should work with the minute hand and should be the strongest thing on it. I don't know why they would put such weak lume on the tips. At least the base of the hands have the strongest lume on this watch so you can tell the time. I just wish the hand tips were the same. What do I like about this watch? Well, I like the looks, and I really like this deep blue teak dial. And half of the hand lume is excellent. And I like the fact it has inverted end links so it fits nice. What are my gripes and groans? Only 2 holes of micro adjust. That's really a bad decision there. And it's really time for the Chinese homage companies to start homaging Gen 5 Aqua Racers, and they seem to be stuck on Gen 4. And why put the weak lume on the tips of the hands? I mean, if you're going to keep weak lume, just put it on the indices and make the tips of the hands as strong as the base. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, it looks and wears great, and even though it is no longer on AliExpress for $67 minus coupons and discounts, $99 is still not bad considering how much watch you're getting. If you want a steel bezeled aqua racer homage for under $100, this one will do quite nicely. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Cadisen C8209 homage to a Tag Heuer aqua racer, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.